I don't play with these little boys out here. Also, I got refugee recognition. You see this cross right here? This cross means I was a murderer. This cross right here means I wasn't playing. This is not for decoration. If they deal with me, they got to come right. They got to know their homework when they fuck with me.
In the gritty streets where alliances are forged and loyalties tested, what matters is who you have on your side. The harrowing realities of those bound by brotherhood, betrayal, the constant struggle for survival that define the world of gangs. These are some rappers' affiliates you do not want to meet. Lil Baby and Rolling 60s neighborhood gang Crips. Lil Baby, the renowned American rapper, has been rumored to have ties to the notorious Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips gang in Los Angeles. Lil Baby's journey from the streets to rap stardom seems intertwined with gang culture. However, his music provides a voice for the marginalized and does not promote violence. As he denounces gun violence and gives back to communities, his impact extends beyond any suspected gang ties to inspiring personal growth. The Rolling 60s neighborhood gang, also known as the RSCs or the 6 O's, emerged onto the streets of Los Angeles in the tumultuous 1970s. From the very beginning, they established themselves as one of the most notorious and feared gangs in the city. Engaging in daily gang wars with rival groups, the Rolling 60 Crips quickly gained a reputation for their ruthless nature and willingness to resort to violence. Infamous members of the Rolling 60s neighborhood gang were known for their involvement in a wide range of criminal activities. Bank robberies and internal assassinations were just a few of the heinous acts that marked their presence in the criminal underworld. Their history is marred by a trail of violence and intimidation, with members engaging in robberies, shootings, and other criminal activities that struck fear into the hearts of both their rivals and the innocent bystanders caught in their crossfire. With a membership estimated to be over 8,000 strong, the Rolling 60 Crips have established themselves as a force to be reckoned with. Their sheer numbers and unwavering loyalty to the gang have allowed them to maintain a stronghold in the neighborhoods they claim as their own. From the Hyde Park area of South Los Angeles, their territory spans from Slauson Avenue to Florence Avenue, between Western Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard. This vast expanse serves as a constant reminder of their dominance and their ability to maintain control over their turf. The Rolling 60 Crips are not an isolated entity in the gang world. They have close ties to other gangs under the Rolling and Neighborhood Crips umbrella, forming a network of criminal organizations that work together to further their collective interests. This interconnectedness amplifies their power and influence, making them a formidable force in the criminal underworld. However, the Rolling 60s neighborhood gang is not without its own internal conflicts. Deadly disputes and power struggles have plagued the gang throughout its history. Members have been known to turn against each other, resorting to murder to gain respect and prestige within the gang. These internal conflicts only serve to highlight the dangerous and volatile nature of the Rolling 60 Crips. Law enforcement agencies have long targeted the Rolling 60 Crips due to their reputation for violence and criminal activities. Gang injunctions and raids have been carried out in an attempt to dismantle the gang and disrupt their operations. However, the Rolling 60s neighborhood gang has proven to be resilient, consistently finding ways to adapt and maintain their presence in the face of law enforcement actions. The Rolling 60 Crips have been involved in high-profile cases that have shocked the nation. One of the most shocking and heinous crimes committed by the Rolling 60s was the 1984 murder of former NFL player Kermit Alexander's family members. On August 31st of that year, in a case of mistaken identity, members of the gang carried out a brutal home invasion targeting the wrong residents in South Central Los Angeles. Their intended victims lived just 2 doors away, but instead, Alexander's own mother, Ibora Alexander, his sister Dietra, and his 2 young nephews, Damon Bonner, aged 13, and Damani Bonner, aged 8, were senselessly gunned down in cold blood. This tragedy, which left a family and community devastated, underscored the extreme levels of violence the Rolling 60s were capable of and their blatant disregard for innocent lives. The quadruple homicide, committed in retaliation for Alexander's anti-gang advocacy efforts in the neighborhood, cemented their reputation as one of the most dangerous and ruthless gangs in America. The reputation of the Rolling 60s neighborhood gang extends far beyond the boundaries of Los Angeles. Their notoriety has spread and their influence can be felt in various states across the nation. Their reach extends beyond California, solidifying their status as one of the most dangerous and respected gangs in the country. Lil Wayne and Mob Piru Bloods. Lil Wayne, born Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., has long been rumored to have ties to the notorious Mob Piru Bloods gang originating from Compton, California. The acclaimed rapper's affiliation with this violent street gang has been a source of intrigue and controversy throughout his career. Growing up in the Holly Grove neighborhood of New Orleans, an area no stranger to gang activity itself, a young Lil Wayne was exposed to the gang lifestyle from an early age. As he began making waves in the rap game as a teenager, he allegedly became affiliated with the mob Piru Bloods, a decision that would shape his edgy image and music. Throughout his lyrics and music videos over the years, Lil Wayne has made countless references and used imagery connected to his purported blood ties. From throwing up gang signs to rapping about gang codes and rivalries, he has sparked both admiration from fans who respect his authenticity, as well as criticism from those who accuse him of glorifying a dangerous gang culture. The mob Piru Bloods are deeply engaged in a myriad of illicit and violent criminal enterprises. According to law enforcement reports, their activities span drug trafficking operations, moving significant quantities of narcotics, arms dealing that has allowed them to amass a formidable arsenal of firearms, including assault rifles, and a persistent pattern of robberies and burglaries to fund their gang. Their access to heavy weaponry has allegedly been facilitated by notorious figures like Suge Knight, the former CEO of Death Row Records, who is alleged to have supplied the mob Pyrus with large caches of assault rifles over the years. This has allowed the gang to project an intimidating level of force on the streets as they've waged brutal turf wars against their rivals. Their deep involvement in the drug trade has flooded communities with addictive substances, while their penchant for robberies has terrorized innocent residents and businesses. The mob Pyrus's diversified criminal portfolio and illicit trafficking of narcotics, guns, and other contraband have made them a prime target for comprehensive law enforcement investigations and crackdowns aimed at dismantling their operations. The mob Piru Bloods. Gang itself has earned a chilling reputation as one of the most ruthless and criminally engaged groups operating in Los Angeles. Their laundry list of crimes includes drug trafficking, armed robberies, shootings, and a long history of violent turf wars with rival gangs, especially their bitter enemies, the Crips. This vicious feud between the Bloods and Crips has destabilized entire neighborhoods and resulted in a staggering number of casualties over the decades. One of the mob Pyrus' most volatile rivalries is with the Looters Park Pirates gang. Their complicated relationship has cycled between tenuous cooperation and all-out warfare marked by unpredictable retaliatory attacks and drive-by shootings. The tensions reached a terrifying peak in 2014 when a party hosted by a Looters Park Piru member was targeted in a shooting assault by the mob Piru Bloods. Multiple partygoers were injured in the barrage of gunfire. While the suspects were eventually arrested and sent to prison on hefty sentences, this shocking incident only further fueled the endless cycle of gang retaliation. Beyond their deadly beef with the Looters Park Pirates, the mob Piru Bloods have left a trail of devastation throughout the communities they terrorize. From drug corners to indiscriminate shootings, their criminal activities have caught the attention of law enforcement with continuous investigations, raids, arrests, and seizures of firearms and narcotics. While Lil Wayne's artistic success and business mogul status have allowed him to transcend his rumored gang ties to an extent, the dark cloud of his affiliation with such a ruthless group like the mob Piru Bloods continues to loom. His music undeniably provides a candid look at harsh street realities, but also walks a fine line in terms of perpetuating and glorifying an environment that has bred countless casualties. Lil Durk and Black Disciples. The Black Disciples, a notorious gang that has gained notoriety in the music industry through its affiliation with prominent rapper Lil Durk. Durk Derek Banks, known by his stage name Lil Durk, is an American rapper and singer from Chicago, Illinois. He rose to regional popularity with his mixtape series Signed to the Streets, before signing with Def Jam Recordings. But behind the scenes, Durk is not just a talented artist, he is also a member of the Black Disciples. The Black Disciples, a gang deeply rooted in the streets of Chicago, have had a profound impact on urban communities. For decades, their presence has instilled fear, perpetuated violence, and left a trail of destruction in their wake. The consequences of their activities extend far beyond the gang itself, affecting innocent lives and contributing to the cycle of poverty and despair that plagues these communities. One of the most alarming aspects of the Black Disciples' influence is their ability to manipulate and recruit vulnerable youth. Gang culture, intertwined with hip-hop music, has been glamorized by mainstream rappers who proudly claim their affiliation with the gang. This glorification of gang life in music has influenced many impressionable teenagers who see these rappers as their heroes and aspire to emulate their lifestyle. The consequences of this influence are devastating. Young individuals, some as young as 12 years old, are drawn into the gang's web, enticed by promises of protection, respect, and financial gain. However, what they fail to realize is that the path they embark on is one of destruction and despair. The Black Disciples, like many other gangs, exploit these young recruits, turning them into foot soldiers in their criminal enterprises. The violence associated with the Black Disciples is staggering. Their ongoing feud with rival gangs, particularly the Gangster Disciples, has resulted in countless lives lost. Shootings, stabbings, and other acts of brutality have become all too common in the neighborhoods they claim as their territory. Innocent bystanders often find themselves caught in the crossfire, their lives forever altered by the senseless violence perpetrated by these gangs. The Black Disciples have a long history of engaging in brutal acts of violence in the neighborhoods they control. Drive-by shootings, assaults, and homicides have become commonplace as they feud with rival gangs like the Gangster Disciples over territory and drug trade profits. In 2017, alleged Black Disciples members were charged in a racketeering case involving 9 murders as part of their efforts to maintain control of the drug trade on Chicago's South Side. The victims included innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire of gang wars. One particularly disturbing crime occurred in 2016 when 2 Black Disciples members were convicted of luring a 9-year-old boy, Tyshawn Lee, into an alley and shooting him repeatedly as a suspected act of retaliation against a rival gang member. The child's brutal murder sparked outrage. Acts of intimidation and violence against students, teachers, and staff at Chicago public schools located in Black Disciples territories have also been reported. Gang members have been known to extort students for payments and regulate drug sales on and near campuses. Overall, the violence perpetrated by the Black Disciples shows a blatant disregard for human life. Their crimes create a climate of fear in the communities they occupy through indiscriminate shootings, assaults, murders, and other vicious acts, often targeting those not involved in gangs. Innocent residents live under the constant threat of becoming collateral damage in their turf wars. Kendrick Lamar and West Side Piru Bloods. Kendrick Lamar, born and raised in the heart of Compton, California, experienced a childhood marked by the harsh realities of gang violence and the dangerous streets that surrounded him. Growing up in the 1980s and 1990s, Compton was a city plagued by high crime rates and rampant gang activity. It was in this environment that Kendrick's journey began. Kendrick's family moved to Compton in 1984, seeking a better life and hoping to escape the violence of their previous neighborhood. However, they soon realized that Compton had its own set of challenges. Kendrick's father, Kenny Duckworth, was allegedly involved with the notorious Gangster Disciples, a Chicago-based street gang known for its deadly ways and numerous enemies. This connection to the gang world would have a profound impact on Kendrick's upbringing. Kendrick Lamar, the acclaimed rapper from Compton, California, has been rumored to have ties to the notorious West Side Piru Bloods gang. Growing up surrounded by rampant gang violence, Kendrick was exposed to the harsh realities of street life from a young age, witnessing his first murder at just 5 years old. Though he doesn't openly confirm it, there are hints that Kendrick had connections to the West Side Pirates through close friendships with known gang members. His music videos feature Piru members, and he's seen throwing up gang signs. Lyrics like the line about killing at 16 in MA-Aid City fuel speculation he was directly involved in criminal activities as a teen. However, Kendrick's art serves more as vivid commentary on the struggles of marginalized communities rather than glorification of gangs. His brutally honest depictions of Compton's poverty, violence, and systemic injustices make powerful social statements. He has received numerous accolades, including 17 Grammy Awards, and has been recognized for his artistic innovation and lyrical prowess. His ability to seamlessly blend storytelling, introspection, and social commentary has set him apart as a true visionary in the industry. Kendrick formed close friendships with members of the West Side Piru Bloods. Kendrick's closest friends, such as Lil L, Big Headed J3, and G Weed, were known members of the West Side Piru Bloods. They shared a bond that went beyond friendship as they navigated the dangerous streets of Compton together. These friendships provided Kendrick with a sense of camaraderie and support, but they also exposed him to the harsh realities of gang life. The West Side Piru Bloods are considered one of the most violent and ruthless gangs operating in Los Angeles County. Originally formed in the 1970s in the Piru Street neighborhood, they have expanded their territory and influence through brutality and intimidation tactics. Law enforcement officials report that the West Side Pirates are heavily involved in drug trafficking operations, specifically the distribution of crack cocaine, marijuana, and other narcotics throughout Los Angeles. Their control over certain drug trade corridors has sparked bloody turf wars against rival gangs like the Rolling 60s Crips. Drive-by shootings and retaliatory killings are common occurrences as the West Side Pirates use extreme violence to maintain their strongholds. In 2016 alone, they were believed to be responsible for over 20 homicides stemming from gang conflicts in Compton and surrounding areas. The Pirates are also known to extort local businesses and residents through threats, robberies, and assaults in the neighborhoods they claim. Innocent bystanders have frequently been injured or killed in the crossfire of their gun battles. Their illicit activities extend beyond street crimes as well. West Side Peru members have been convicted of participating in sophisticated identity theft and fraud rings that fund their operations. They exploit new technology to keep their criminal enterprises running. The gang has also been implicated in the illegal firearms trade. During raids, law enforcement has recovered large stockpiles of high-powered weapons like automatic rifles and grenades connected to the West Side Pirates. The West Side Piru Bloods have built a reputation as one of the most dangerous, disciplined, and unforgiving gangs in the Los Angeles area. Their propensity for extreme brutality and willingness to use fatal force against anyone they perceive as threats or competitors has made them a formidable criminal enterprise. While his ties to the West Side Pirates add complexity to his background, Kendrick has used his platform to inspire positive change through charity work and advocacy. His incredible journey from Compton streets to Grammy-winning stardom showcases resilience in the face of adversity. NLE Choppa and Grape Street Crips. In the world of music, the Grape Street Crips have produced talented artists who have used their platform to represent the gang and their experiences. NLE Choppa, Lil 100, Project Baby Twin, Arsenal the Rebel, and Daylight are just a few of the rappers associated with the Grape Street Crips. Their music reflects the realities of street life and serves as a voice for their community. NLE Choppa, whose real name is Bryson LaShawn Potts, was born on November 1st, 2002 in Memphis, Tennessee. Growing up in the Parkway Village area of southeast Memphis, NLE Choppa experienced the harsh realities of inner-city life from a young age. Raised in a neighborhood known for its gang activity and violence, he witnessed the struggles and challenges faced by those around him. Despite the difficult circumstances, NLE Choppa found solace and inspiration in music. At the age of 15, he began freestyling with his childhood friends, using music as an outlet for self-expression. It was during these freestyle sessions that his talent and passion for rapping started to emerge. He has affiliations with the Grape Street Crips. Territorially, the Grape Street Crips dominate the area surrounding Grape Street itself, stretching from 97th Street to 107th Street, between Wilmington and Alameda. Their presence is felt on almost every street, making them the largest African-American neighborhood in Watts and the second largest black gang in the area, second only to the Bounty Hunter Bloods. The Grape Street Crips are known for their distinctive blue attire, symbolizing their Crip affiliation, as well as the color purple, representing their connection to Grape Street. The gang takes its name from the north-south street that runs through Watts, a street that has become synonymous with their presence and influence. Throughout the 1980s and beyond, the Grape Street Crips gained notoriety for their involvement in the drug trade. They had a heavy presence in the PCP market, with senior member Alfonso Eugene Foster leading a PCP manufacturing operation. In 2018, several alleged members of the Grape Street Crips were indicted for possession of PCP and precursor chemicals used in its production. The notorious street gang have been convicted of racketeering conspiracy and a string of violent crimes, including murders, shootings, and drug trafficking. The leader of the gang, Corey Hamlet, along with associates Tony Phillips and Ahmad Manley, faced a federal jury trial before U.S. District Judge Madeline Cox Arleo. The verdicts were returned after 4 days of deliberation. Corey Hamlet, also known as C. Blaze or Blizzy, was the mastermind behind the criminal enterprise, authorizing multiple murders committed by gang members. The trial revealed a pattern of violence orchestrated by Hamlet, targeting both rival gangs and internal threats to his leadership, as well as attempted murders and drug trafficking offenses. The evidence presented during the trial showcased the Grape Street Crips' control over drug trafficking in several Newark public housing complexes. Their operations extended to various neighborhoods, underscoring the pervasive impact of gang activity on the community. The Grape Street Crips continue to operate out of the Jordan Downs housing projects, maintaining their presence as one of the most respected and feared gangs in Watts. Despite the challenges they face, the Grape Street Crips remain a force to be reckoned with, both in California and beyond. Roddy Ricch and Park Village Compton Crips. The Park Village Compton Crips, a prominent gang hailing from the streets of Compton, California, has a long and dark history that has left an indelible mark on the community. Known for their activity and notoriety, this gang has become synonymous with violence and criminal behavior. A famous rapper who is also a member of this gang is Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch, a Compton native, gained fame in 2018 with his hit single Die Young, which reflected his upbringing. His collaboration with Hit Boy on Racks in the Middle earned him a Grammy in 2019. His debut album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, topped the Billboard 200 chart, driven by the success of The Box. This cemented his status as a major player in the music industry. The roots of the Park Village Compton Crips can be traced back to the turbulent streets of Compton in the late 1960s. As the city faced economic hardships and social unrest, gangs began to emerge as a means of survival and protection for many young individuals. The Park Village Compton Crips, with their signature blue attire, quickly established themselves as a force to be reckoned with. Over the years, the Park Village Compton Crips have been involved in countless conflicts with rival gangs, both within Compton and beyond. Their reputation for violence and territorial disputes has earned them a fearsome reputation, making them a constant presence in local headlines. One of the most infamous incidents involving the Park Village Compton Crips occurred in 2014, when members of the gang tragically shot and killed a college football player who had no affiliation with any gang. This senseless act of violence sent shockwaves through the community and served as a stark reminder of the dangers associated with the gang's presence. Despite efforts by law enforcement and community leaders to curb their influence, the Park Village Compton Crips continue to operate and make their presence known. Their criminal activities range from drug trafficking and robbery to acts of violence that instill fear in the hearts of residents. The ongoing conflicts between the Park Village Compton Crips and rival gangs, such as the Son of Samoa Crips, have perpetuated a cycle of violence that has plagued the community for years. Efforts to make peace between these warring factions have been met with mixed results, as deep-rooted animosities and the desire for control continue to fuel the flames of hostility. Ty Dolla $ign and Rollin' 20's Bloods. Ty Dolla $ign, the acclaimed American singer, songwriter, and record producer, has made a name for himself in the music industry with his unique blend of contemporary R&B and hip-hop. But there's more to Ty Dolla $ign than just his musical talent. He has a deep affiliation with the Rollin' 20's Bloods, a notorious gang based in Los Angeles. Known for their dangerous reputation, the Rollin' 20's Bloods have a long and storied history, marked by killing sprees, gang wars, and a notorious presence in the streets of LA. The Rollin' 20's Bloods, also known as the Dove Gang or the Blood Gang, originated in the West Adams neighborhood of South Los Angeles, California. Their roots can be traced back to the 1970s when black gangs were on the rise in the city. During this time, several neighborhoods, including the Hoover families, the Black Keystones, the Biddy Stones, the Outlaws, and the Midtown families, formed the foundation of what would become the Rollin' 20's Bloods. The Rollin' 20's Bloods have one of the largest territories of any blood gang in Los Angeles County. Their territory stretches from South Jefferson to Norfolk Pico on the north side of the freeway. They occupy areas between east of Vermont and approximately west of Vermont, between Jefferson and the 10th Freeway. Additionally, they have a presence in parts of West Arlington, although that area is mostly occupied by the City Stones and the Black Pistons. On the north side of the 10th Freeway, they occupy the area between West Crenshaw and east of Western, as well as the area from north of Pico to south of the 10th Freeway. The Rollin' 20's Bloods are easily identifiable by their signature red rags, which they proudly display as a symbol of their affiliation. They also identify themselves with logos of various sports teams, including the New York Yankees, the Texas Rangers, the Chicago Bulls, and the Boston Red Sox. These team logos represent the sets under the neighborhood blood umbrella and symbolize the Blood Alliance. Throughout their history, the Rollin' 20's Bloods have been involved in numerous violent incidents, including killing sprees, multiple drive-by shootings, and known gang wars. Their notorious reputation has earned them respect and fear in the streets of Los Angeles. Enjoyed the video? Crave more excitement? Stay tuned by clicking on any of the cards on your screen right now for more thrilling content. See you next time.